Well, that's right. As we enter a whole new day in trade, let's take a look at the global cues from last night. And the US had a very particularly good session. All your three indexes closed at record highs. The US dollar index set a 2.5-year low, which is very good for emerging markets here in India. The Dow advanced 150 points, or 0.50%, and the S&P and Nasdaq both hit record closing highs, gaining 0.6 and 0.85% respectively. COVID vaccines and hope of a fresh stimulus rollout are what's keeping markets buoyant. The Fed said it'll buy at least $120 billion worth of bonds each month. It also said that the federal funding lapses at 12 a.m. on Saturday, so it's critical that we perhaps get a stimulus announcement before then. They're mulling a $900 billion stimulus based on the latest news. Futures in the Dow are currently marginally negative to flat. Nasdaq and S&P futures were also little changed. So based on that, SGX Nifty should have a decent run today. Asian stocks, however, Asia Pacific, are trading a bit mixed this morning. We have the Nikkei in Japan, which has dipped 0.05% in early trade. The Topix has advanced slightly. The South Korean Kospi is hovering around the flat line, and the S&P ASX 200 in Australia is down about 0.70%. So mixed reaction across Asian stocks. European stocks yesterday closed higher on Thursday. The Stock 600 closed up by around 0.4%. The retail shares added 2.1% to really lead the gains. That's where the market really advanced. However, most of your sectors and major bourses winded up the day in Europe, I'm talking about, in positive territory. So three regions of equity performing quite well. Let's see how India holds up in trade today. We also need to do a check on two commodities, as always, of course. And yesterday was a record-breaking day for crude oil. Oil once again climbed to a 9-month high, its highest levels since March. Record-breaking refining demand, particularly in the two countries of China and India, have drastically lent strength to oil prices in the recent couple hours. Brent crude futures were up 34 cents at $51.42 per barrel. So we've made a new high. Last Thursday, we touched 51. We touched 51.42 last night. US WTI crude futures also made a new high since March. It rose by 45 cents yesterday to $48.27 per barrel. So the outlook for oil significantly improving. Both benchmarks, once again, hit their highest level since we've seen since the onset of the pandemic. Gold also had a very good session yesterday, not acting as a typical hedge to equities. Spot gold jumped 1.5% to $1,892 per ounce, while US gold futures were up 2.1% at $1,898 per ounce. So nearly back at $1,900 for precious metal gold, and of course followed by silver. Let's see how the SGX continues to trade while we head towards 9 a.m. But looks like the market should be braced for fairly positive breath.